got invited to the White House to be there on the South Lawn. I think the South Lawn to watch the fireworks show, just to be able to do that. And like I said, I'll have lots of social media that we'll post and photos and stories of what's going to go on. We'll talk with Brian Kilby coming up here in about a half hour from now and ask what his 4th of July plans are. So it's going to be a very special week here on News Radio WRVA. I put this out on the text message line this morning, and hey, listen, let's rally here. It's 4th of July week. People are counting on you. We're crowdsourcing this, meaning need everybody's input. If you could grill, if you're going to grill for 4th of July, money's not an object. What is your go-to thing to grill for the 4th of July that you do better than everybody else? Maybe you'll give somebody a little bit of a, an inspiration of what you would grill for the 4th of July. 833-804-1140, 833-804-1140 on the James River Air text line. Dave said he's going to do a porterhouse.
Yeah, if somebody else is paying for it.
Okay, porterhouse. We'll see what Gary says. My go-to are a couple different things. I'll do a New York strip like nobody else's business. Oh, I'm good at that. Or a ribeye.
Ribeye is always great.
Love ribeye. In fact, yesterday we went over to Williamsburg because my wife needed to find just the right outfit to wear to the White House. We went over there and she went shopping. She found something great to wear for 4th of July. But then I said, I'm watching all of these videos, Dave, of all of these Europeans talking about how much they love Texas Roadhouse. Like, there's a Texas Roadhouse over in Mechanicsville. Let's go. So we drove back to Williamsburg. I said, we're going to Texas Roadhouse just so I could eat like a European.
Yeah, so when I think European food, I think Texas Roadhouse.
Absolutely. I ate, I stuffed myself. I had the big bag of peanuts, ate all the rolls I could, had a big steak, big baked potato, and a salad. I'm like, now I feel European.
Texas Roadhouse is good.
Texas Roadhouse is good. So I had a good time over there, and people there were very, very nice. Okay, out in Mechanicsville. Okay, couple things we want to get to. What is your go-to grilling? Number one, if you're going to invite us over, you want to impress us. What do you grill? Is it chicken? Is it steak? Is it pork? Is it fish? Dave goes big porterhouse. I will go New York strip ribeye, and if I really like you, Dave, I'll go to Tom Leonard's and ask them to cut me a tri-tip.
I've never cooked tri-tip. I've had it, but I've never cooked it.
Tri-tip is the reason why we know that God loves us. It is so good. Just the right amount of marbling, just the right amount of flavor. You cut it just right. Oh, if you've never had tri-tip before, it is delicious, but it's not something that's universally grilled around the country. So you have to ask them to cut you a tri-tip, and actually have it written on my phone on how to cut it, because a lot of butchers don't, especially if you're not in the western part of the United States. But a tri-tip is to die for. That would be my go-to if I invited you over for a cookout. What do you got for me? Oh, wait a minute. Said Mechanicsville doesn't have a Texas Roadhouse. It's right. It's like I don't know what the address is. It's where the shopping mall used to be. All right. People are now I'm on one side of the road or the other. Anyway, 833-804-1140. You threw me off. I was thinking about cooking a tri-tip right now. All right. I do need to get to a little bit of news, though. So what's going on right now between Iran and the United States? And my big question is, and we'll ask this to Brian Kilby, are the Iranians really trying to come to some kind of conclusion of the hostilities with the United States, or are they just stringing us along even more? So I think you need to think about this as we're watching all of this unfold. We have a ceasefire, but it doesn't really seem like a ceasefire, because every time you turn around, Iran's lobbing a missile here, sending a drone over there, attacking a ship over here. I think what we're seeing right now is there is no one in charge in Iran. The Ayatollah's gone. You've never seen his son make a public appearance. He talks cryptically because they're like, well, we're afraid if we show you where he is, the Israelis or the U.S. will come get him. They know where he is. If they really wanted to do that, they would have already. Mossad, CIA, they're the best of the business. They would have been able to go find them, hunt them down if they wanted to go offensive against them. But the entire top of the government has been beheaded. And what we're seeing right now, when I started to see reports come out over the weekend, is there's a couple different, if you look down through the layer of bureaucracy in Iran, there's a few different layers of Iranian bureaucracy. There's the mullahs that we all know of, their parliament, they have a president, they have an ayatollah, but they also have a mullah council of authority. And I'm going to mess up the translation, but it's where all the mullahs sit. Are they higher than the parliament? It depends on who they're listening to. But right now, you're really starting to see the fracture because the U.S. are talking to people that represent the country of Iran, and they've agreed to this MOU, memo of understanding. But there's a whole bunch of people that are saying now to those that are willing to negotiate with the U.S., the pragmatists, the dead enders, the people that are there for the death of the big Satan and the little Satan, those that are there for the theocracy are going, no. And now they're starting to turn on each other, and you're starting to see a splinter. Stories are starting to come out. Trey Yinks started reporting on that this morning. I saw it over the weekend. Now you're starting to see a splinter between the mullahs, the hardline mullahs, and those that are willing to negotiate to try to have the United States and Iran work something out so the people of Iran won't suffer, and the U.S. will not continue to bomb and destroy the infrastructure of Iran. There's others, the mullahs, the dead enders, that want nothing to do with that. They don't care, so they've doubled down over the weekend by threatening Donald Trump, by threatening the United States, and by saying we will have a nuclear bomb. And actually, they use the word atomic bomb, which is dated. It's a nuclear bomb. We will have a nuclear bomb. We will keep it here, and it will keep the West and the big Satan and the little Satan from getting in the way of us fulfilling what our role is in the world, which is to bring our way of life throughout the entire world. So right now, something to keep an eye on. You're seeing the two different sides start to turn on each other. And maybe that's where the president and the administration is going is, yeah, they're going to string us along. But the more that we say, hey, we've got this memo of understanding, for the hardliners, it drives them crazy. And that's what I said at the very beginning of the war, is that there are hardliners. There are dead enders that do not care. They're not looking out for the best of their people. They're not looking out for their own survival. They are committed to this theocracy to bring the entire world under their way of life. And they're willing to sacrifice themselves. They're willing to sacrifice their family. They're willing to sacrifice their country if that's what it takes. Now you see those dead enders are pushing back against trying to have anything to do with the memo of understanding with the United States of America. So it's very interesting watching the two of these, and they continue to lob, and we continue to lob back and forth. And we go, okay, let's stop. Now, tomorrow is a very big day. Tomorrow, the Iranians and the U.S. delegations will meet for technical talks. I don't believe J.D. Vance or any high-level administration officials will be there. It'll probably be more like Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff sitting down and go, okay, guys, technically, here's what the MOU says, and here's what you're doing. So they'll go back and forth over that. Here's basically what you're seeing. The MOU was gray, and there's a lot of gray space in the middle of it. It is black and white in some places, but it's very ambiguous in others. And everything that's not in black and white, the Iranians are claiming this is where they're going. So does it say anything about them being able to tax or put a tariff or be pirates in the Strait of Hormuz? Not necessarily. It's kind of like I don't want to use that analogy. I was going to use a George Costanza analogy, and some of you might know what I'm talking about. Hey, I wasn't allowed to do that. I'm sorry. It wasn't in the HR orders that I wasn't allowed to do this certain thing. They're going to say the same thing. Oh, I didn't realize I wasn't allowed to do this. Wellness. That's wrong. And again, they keep stringing along. So we'll see what happens. But Donald Trump is going to get tired of this. The world is going to get tired of this, and we'll just see how long Iran continues to try to play everybody, because they're not being honest dealers. They're not following the memo of understanding, and just doesn't seem like they're trying. We'll talk about this with Brian Kilmeade coming up here in just a little bit. Okay, today's program is brought to you in part by Men's Wellness Center. So we've been talking about Men's Wellness Centers for a while. Here's what I'm going to tell you. You have your choice. You can spend this 4th of July knowing what's really going on with you and why you feel just blah